Walk me through what an average day for Governor Frank Keating was as governor of the great state of Oklahoma, from the time you got up to the time
Well,
you
the
went
first
to
thing you
sleep.
do, you get up and you milk the cow. No, no. I think that agenda I shared with you at the outset. Every day I would get with the pro tem of the Senate, a Democrat, Speaker of the House, and other members. Okay, where are we on this? How do we move that? A governor's job is really interesting. You can be CEO of a company, and basically you're CEO of a state. You're chairman of General Motors, and more than half of your directors are from Ford. You know, that's the partisan system. So how do you sell a General Motors car? Because in my case, the legislature was overwhelmingly Democrat, both houses. But you just try to nurse and push and nurse and push. Then somebody comes in and says, the third grade class from Mustang, Oklahoma is out front. They want a photograph. I mean, that is politics, you know, at that level, whether it's the mayor of New York or whether it's the governor of a state or president of the United States. You know, you do a lot of things that are high level, you know, brain power stuff. And the next minute, you have somebody who said, you know, I just want you to know there's a group of third graders who'd like to have a picture taken with you. And you say, sure. I love kids anyway, so that was always easy.
How much percentage of your time was spent traveling to every corner of the large state of Oklahoma?
A lot. I mean, a state New York size, a state Oklahoma size. Oklahoma's 1.5 times larger area-wise than New York. But you have to do that. But you know what I did, and I think it was the smartest thing I ever did, was I would travel around the country and visit CEOs who had a presence in my state and thank them for being there. You know, most governors would go to say, I'd like to have you put a business here, or I'd like to have you expand your business. But I would go in, good example is Goodyear in Akron, Ohio. And a man named Sam Jabara was the CEO of Goodyear at the time. And I said, Sam, I just want to thank you for your plant in Lawton, Oklahoma. And he said, that's the reason you're here? To thank me? I said, yeah. He said, interesting. Do you know worldwide our most productive facility in the world is Lawton, Oklahoma? All these Fort Sill retirees, Fort Sill military guys and the gals that work at Goodyear. And he said, and you know the last time Bob Taft, who was then governor of Ohio, ever thanked me for being in Ohio? I said, no. He said, never. He said, you're serious? You come around thanking people for being in your state? And I said, yeah, I have to. My state isn't like New York. It's hard to sell. And, you know, it isn't a colossus in its own right. So I did that, and that took a lot of time.
But why is it hard to sell?
Because people, and like I said, my dad was from Pennsylvania, my mother's from Illinois. I've lived all over the United States and traveled. I've been, you know, successful in traveling all over the world many times. But a lot of people from this section of the world view it as flyover country. You know, the only place is Manhattan and L.A. That's the country. Everything else is terra incognita. Remember? Unknown land. But I think there's something really special about every place. I was in Montana last week, 5 days, really our summer vacation. And you ever heard of Reba McEntire, the country and western singer? Mm-hmm. She and her mother and her sister and were with us, a little group of people. She's an Oklahoman. And we had a number of country music people with us. And, you know, we were fishing together. And then we'd have a concert at night for 12 or 13 people. And Reba and her mother and two sisters, sang a cappella, like gospel songs at dinner. I mean, you know, this is so wholesome and fun. And at night it wasn't 97 degrees in the shade like it is in Oklahoma City right now. It was maybe 90. But it was cool, but hot during the day. And I just, you know, a lot of people say, why would I want to live in Montana? Well, I love the outdoors. Always have since I was a child. So
you're getting better entertainment in Montana than the Big Apple.
Well, you've got great stuff here. I mean, I'm going to go to Hamilton Saturday night. I did get tickets, and I'm going to do that. I'll be paying for those tickets in the next 3 weeks.